We have decided to examine the physics in the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Specifically the scene where a giant rabbit gets launched out of a castle at a ridiculous height and distance. We're going to see if that rabbit would have been able to be launched that high or even that far. We'll also show what is needed so that the rabbit can be launched that far, like it was in the movie. Here's the clip. As you can see, the rabbit goes pretty high into the air, and that should not happen. We estimated that the giant rabbit flew about 30.48 meters into the air and flew 9.144 meters out of the castle. That is a large distance for such a large object. The angle of launch is probably around 45 degrees. Is that possible for the rabbit to travel that distance? Our first equation will find the velocity of the catapult used to launch the rabbit. It is r equals v squared over g times sine of theta. R is the distance traveled, g is the gravity, and v is the velocity of the catapult. Go ahead and plug in the numbers. 9.144 meters for r, 9.8 meters squared for g, and 45 degrees for theta. To solve, multiply 9.144 by sine of 45 to get 6.47. Multiply that by 9.8 to get 63.36. All we need to do now is take the square root of 63.36 to get a velocity of 7.96 meters squared. That velocity seems a little weak to launch a 1-ton rabbit through the air, but let's keep digging. Our second equation used for finding out how far it would fly with the velocity we have just found of 7.96 meters per second. The equation is s equals velocity final squared minus velocity initial squared divided by 2 times the acceleration due to gravity. Vf is final velocity, Vi is initial velocity, and s would be the distance traveled. Let's plug in the numbers. 7.96 meters per second for Vf, 0 meters per second for Vi, and 9.8 meters per second squared for A. Solve for s. 7.96 squared divided by 2 times 9.8. That gets us 3.23 meters. Not even close to the distance traveled in the movie. The last piece is the height. How high would the rabbit actually fly using 7.96 meters per second as our velocity? The equation is h equals vi squared times sine theta squared divided by 2 times a. H is the height of the object, v is the velocity, theta is the angle which the object was launched, and a is the acceleration due to gravity. Solve for h. V equals 7.96 meters per second, theta is 45 degrees, and a is 9.8 meters per second squared. Multiply 7.96 squared by sine of 45 degrees squared to get 31.68. Now divide that by 19.6. In the end, the maximum height the rabbit would have actually gone is 1.6 meters. Not even close to the 30 meters it went in the movie. Sorry, Monty Python, but the physics is bad.